We must bring Cody Wittick, co-founder and co-CEO of Kinship, inside of this show. One of the biggest brains and best-looking, most handsome men inside of e-commerce. Cody. Whoa. Cody, welcome back. Welcome back. But it's been too long. It's been too long since your face has appeared on this camera.
It's true.
Still trying to make it a Cody Wittick Tuesday.
Well, I want you on here. I can't say that it's.
There's not enough room for me. You got new sponsors.
I can't say that it's Colin who's been fighting against it. It could be Jack. I don't want to call anybody out, but we love.
Not gonna name names.
We're not gonna name names. Cody, you were just at the Meta Summit.
Yep.
And we need a recap. We saw you on stage doing your thing, and we need a recap, man. What happened? What was it like? What's the new ish? What's the drop? What's coming from Meta, my brother?
I don't know if there's necessarily anything quote unquote new. I'd say the same reinforcement of everything that we've been hearing. Although I would say the through line of the whole event was Meta has nailed targeting. It's definitely like get rid of the thinking of is the question, can Meta find my right audience? Should not be a question anymore.
Interesting.
But creative is definitely, and this is where it's a little bit redundant, like creative is the bottleneck. But they're moving hard to like own that layer too, right? So creator content, creator hub, AI generated creative, we're definitely the through line. So it's more so, can Meta find my audience? It's more so around, is the creative good enough to convert them? Am I building the right creative engines? And am I letting and leaning into the machine learning system of Meta? Was definitely a huge through line. I was on a panel speaking about partnership ads and creator content, but I've been to 3 of these now, and I would say every single time I'm always surprised really at like the emphasis on creators. And I think I've never been more convinced that in 2026 and beyond, influencer seeding, getting product into creators' hands is so impactful. And like, obviously, if you've been following me or know of me, then obviously you know that I've been preaching about this for a long time. But I've never been more convinced that that this is a way to get mass scale of creative diversity and creative volume. And that was something that was continually hammered, especially from creators specifically. It wasn't just like, yes, creative diversity, but from a lot of different formats. It was a really big emphasis on creator content. And the framing was not just like top of funnel, which is, I've never believed in that, but it's definitely like this full funnel approach, like full customer journey. And creative diversity is that lever at every stage.
Cody, should my entire ad account be partnership ads?
No. I wouldn't say that, because I would say that there's always now you're going to the other side where there's not as creative diversity in terms of formatting. Because I would still say like, this is just from a high level perspective, auditing an ad account, I would still want to see different formats and different style, multi-style canvas, essentially an ad for everybody. Especially when you're talking about like different types of product and categories, right? Just static ads work better for certain products and categories. So I would still want to not put my own bias, if like, because you definitely don't want to throw the bath out with the baby, or baby out with the bathwater, and just go to the other side of the other spectrum and just swing the other way. But Colin, to your point, I would say where a lot of emphasis from Meta, which on my panel, I was getting a lot of questions on how to brief creators, and the emphasis from everyone, including myself, was like, don't brief them. I was like basically saying like, don't do that. Because, I was sitting next to the girl running marketing at Shark Ninja, right? And it's like, for many of the people in the audience, you're not Shark Ninja. So like, you can't be thinking about, because the Ninja Creamy sells itself, right? Like you put that in somebody's hands, they're going to create a ton of content, right? Like, so that is a way to not brief somebody. But at the same time, I was really trying to emphasize too, like where I know a lot of the audience is coming from is you're not Shark Ninja, but you're just trying to get better ad performance. So let's go a little bit more foundational layer and try to think, how do I just get as many of my products or my hero product into as many hands as possible, and letting, kind of the cream rise to the top, if you will. But that's where you can have creative diversity within creator content, to your point, Colin, where you could have lots of partnership ads.
So Cody, it sounds like, and I get the question. Hey, Cody, like, I want my ad numbers go up. I want them to go up. I gave some stuff away. Ad numbers weren't what I liked. How can I make them do what I like? And how can I make ad numbers go up? And you're saying, well, like, it ain't briefing them. Just let them have it. Let the creator take the wheel, but you need to get your product in a lot more hands and let them take the wheel and see how it goes. Is that fair? Am I summarizing correctly?
Yeah, you're kind of touching on some of the things that I was saying on stage for a minute there, which is just like, don't just create ads that your marketing team likes, and don't just launch ads that only your marketing team likes. Like, you got to think outside of the box, and you also have to be willing to launch ads that maybe you think won't convert somebody.
Oh!
The proof is in the pudding, where, like, I've just seen this 1,000 times over, where ugly ads or whatever the thing is, your subjective opinion of what is ugly or not is actually the thing that ends up being capital B brand, because it's people buying your product at the end of the day. And the reason why creator content specifically works is because it doesn't look like an ad and it's not highly polished or highly produced. So that was like definitely a through line. There was definitely like one line that I actually heard was just like kind of paired with this, which is just more signal. So hence the emphasis on creative diversity. But also at the same point, they talked a lot about like incremental attribution, which they're really, I think eventually we'll get there. I don't know if it's there yet, as it like replaces last click as the measurement, or just click attribution in general. But they shared a large scale like test on a 7-day click window where meta purchases were underreporting by 15%, which is like, I would say probably on some brands is probably conservative. When you're talking about the third of marketing impact, that how it impacts Amazon, which we all know. But a lot of the thing as well, the main takeaway was just from Meta themselves, was basically the TLDR of the statement was, hey, we have visibility into signal into everything besides the finances of your business. And to us, where we like do P&L level forecasting, and like where every brand that should be doing that, and how connecting the ad account, your in-ad account CPA, to a blended efficiency goal that ties into your bank account, is ultimately that marketers need to be thinking the way that they run their ads. If it's not connected to that and you're just looking in platform one, it's underreporting conservatively on the total impact. And two, you're just going to spend less money, which gets less new customers and ultimately affects top line revenue and bottom line profit most. So that was a big takeaway for me too. It was just like point blank, we have signal into everything besides the finances of your business, which is very much lines up well with that line of thinking, which I think the way the market is going.
Wow.
That's bananas. It reminds me of the Succession line where it's like, we hear you, and it's like they're listening, and it's like they listen to everything. They're just constantly listening to all of your data at all times. What kind of things did you see Meta coming out with as far as beta? As far as some like beta new features, anything you're excited about, anything they potentially teased out, maybe that they whispered in the hallway to you, hey, we should look out for this
in the back rooms.
Cody. Just the handshake deals that are going on that we don't hear about.
Yeah, I think it's just the additional ad ranking models that they're talking about this. Like, actually, I'll throw out. I saw Andrew Foxwell. I think you guys had him on the show.
Guy.
He did a marketing summit review where a lot of the same things I was thinking of. He has some stuff just to call him out on some of the models that like they kind of teased. But to be honest, like the underwhelming part of going to this every year is actually like the non-exciting things that are not like this like market changing update or anything like that. But I think like the through line that I said, which is just the continual emphasis on trust and audience and how that's impactful through creators. And I think it's really Meta's, you can see Meta's point of view on this is just like, hey, we took away targeting because of Andromeda and all these updates on the algorithm. Trust us. I think everybody's starting to like lean a little bit more that way, either by force or by adoption. And then the second thing now that is clear is like, hey, they want to own AI creative because it's kind of like they have to, but also this emphasis on creator, and hence like the kind of reinvigoration of the creator hub, which even came like first to market like back when we first started Kinship, and now it's like been redone, and they're really trying to emphasize that again. So they're really trying to own the creative piece as well, which is not surprising.
Cody, tell me this. There has been some chatter on the timeline, not from me. Okay, not from me,
Timeline.
but there has been some chatter on the timeline. All of this is just, it's self-serving, Cody. Meta saying, forget about the last click. It's about the incremental lift now, and forget about the targeting, just trust us. Some people have said, it's just, this is like self-serving, and they're questioning, maybe a little conspiratorial. I'm questioning. I'm not sure.
Tinfoil hat on.
What would you say to that, Cody? What would you say if that were said on the timeline?
I think their incentive is not aligned with that line of thinking. They have to actually make it right for their advertisers because of how much money is involved. If that was just like marketing talk without actual results, people would leave the platform, which is hence why they emphasized removing a lot of that targeting post iOS, which are just, hey, you guys, you're getting in your own way. Let us just remove this and create ASC and do Andromeda and stuff like that. And just because people were blaming the platform, right? 21, 22, all these things, people leaving, take their money elsewhere to other channels. Meta got smart and, really fixed the advertising. There's just too much coin involved, I think, for that to be true. And true, I mean, our subjective is like leaning into the machine learning system is getting better results, not the opposite. So
Did you miss out on any talks or any kind of presentations that you wish you could have had some time to jump into? Anything that stood out where you were just kind of too busy?
Only the fact that you guys weren't there.
That's what I was going to say. And I
marketing operators were there.
Well, here's what I'll say.
More money from the sponsors. You got like 8 of them now.
Here's what I'll say. I can neither confirm nor deny, but there may have been a trip formulating, maybe, and it did not materialize at the end. But that was the biggest heartbreak for me, was that we just weren't there with you. That's the biggest piece for me. Yeah. So I think, here's what I think, Cody. I think that we need to carve out a path for us, the 3 of us, to have some more IRL time on camera, especially. That's the only thing that counts, is when you're on camera. IRL time when the camera's not on, doesn't really count. I'd love for us to find a way either to your sauna in North Carolina or here. There's been rumors about what is happening at HQ here. There's been rumors, and could be that the 3 of us.
Colin, are you back? Are you back in Austin?
No.
There's rumors. I don't know.
I'm living in the beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina, with my sauna as well.
Well, you can, that is the sauna. Come next month, it'll be a sauna outside.
Yeah, it will be.
Not at the beach, though. Not at the beach.
No,
beach,
not as much.
We're gonna be getting that breeze off the beach, which is why I think we need to find ourselves where you are.
I would love that.
Cody, I find this interesting. I find you talking about creators, you're reinvigorated when you're talking here. And I say this because, I mean, you really carved your path with Kinship here on creators. And I mean, it feels like these points are like pouring forth from you with reinvigorated fervor. But as of late, like, that's not what I've been hearing from you. We've been talking about finance, connecting the P&L and all and such. Do you feel a reawakening inside of yourself when it comes to creators and what it means to the Meta engine?
Yeah. Maybe it's just, I mean, obviously business is a numbers game, but at the end of the day, creative is that fuel for the ad account. Definitely. But I mean, to your point, I definitely do feel like this a little bit more validation because people are coming more to an awareness of the importance of this.
Yeah.
And more so, I think I just feel like I can be a helpful voice, or at least people that, you know, somebody that's been doing this for years to set up systems that can help merchants and operators actually get this set up for people. So
yeah, you know, like you know, just some small wins, like, you know, getting product on LeBron, you know, just organic.
Well, that's not a service, but
you know,
it's a cool story.
Getting product on LeBron, no big deal. You know, sourcing creators for M&Ms, you know, no big deal. You know, just some small experiences here and there, right?
Yeah.
Never
That's amazing.
heard
I mean, it is last. It's LeBron as a service. So,
LeBron as a service. If you want to get your product on LeBron James, you text Cody Wittick.
He'll get there.
And I will text you his address.
Kinship is the only provider of LAS inside of e-commerce. LeBron as a service.
It's gold.
It's gold.
Yep.
You need to go and talk with Cody.
I'll give you his usage rights, and you won't get sued.
Perfect.
Oh, amazing.
Perfect.
This is great.
This is not legal advice on the bottom line.
Cody, we love you, brother, and we can't wait to have you back again. I'm going to fight internally to make Cody Wittick Tuesdays happen. I'm gonna go to battle. I'm gonna go to battle with the unnamed, not mentioned persons, and we're gonna get you on the calendar. We appreciate you. We love you, brother.
See you guys.
Yeah.